Hey, it's me and Elliot, just making a new vlog. Haven't made one in a long time, ever since my son was born. Um, he's now going on 6 weeks. He'll be 6 weeks on Wednesday. Today's Saturday, so in a few days. Can't believe he's almost a month and a half old. It's crazy. Well, on Wednesday he weighed 9 pounds 15 ounces, ounce away from weighing 10 pounds. And when he was born, he was 7 pounds 5.6 ounces. So yeah, he's gained a lot of weight. He's went from 20 to 21 inches long, which I'm sure he's 22 inches long because they didn't pull his leg out all the way to measure him. And me, I'm doing good. I've battled some postpartum depression, and I'm on antidepressants right now, and they're seeming to do the job. I'm a lot better. And right now, I'd have Ronnie in the vlog, but he's with my sister. She took him for the night, so me and Sam could have some time together, which really helps out. And yeah, life's been stressful. Never knew being a mom would be this hard, but it is. It's hard not getting 9 hours sleep like I used to. I may get that, but that's throughout the entire day. He sleeps better at night now. He used to not sleep very well. He was breastfed at first, but I struggled with it and I switched him to formula. And he's adjusted very well. Obviously, he's gained almost 3 pounds within 5 weeks. But actually not even 5 weeks, more like 2 or 3 weeks, because he did lose weight. Scared the living shit out of me. That's why I stopped breastfeeding him. And just all over stressful. My husband goes to school Monday through Friday from 9 in the morning. Well, he leaves at like 8:30, 8 o'clock. And he gets home around, depends. Sometimes it's 12, sometimes it's 12:15, sometimes it's 11:40 or 50, and sometimes it's closer to 1 o'clock. So he's gone that long, and then he comes home. He'll watch him and let me sleep sometimes. Sometimes he won't. He won't feed him because he can't get him to burp. And he doesn't really like changing diapers. So basically I do everything. He does help out sometimes, which is good. And I say a lot because I can't think of everything to talk about because I just decided to make a vlog because my husband left and he usually distracts me. But, see. It's been good. I've had quite a few breaks from him, but that's because of the depression. My mom and my mother-in-law want me to spend as much time with my husband as possible. And it's kind of hard to spend time together when we have a baby to take care of. We do get time together, but only when he's asleep, which is maybe a couple hours. But it's good. It's good when he's gone. We miss him a lot when he's gone, but when Ronnie's gone. But we do enjoy the time together. Like last night, we got so drunk. I had 8 shots of SoCo and he had 9. We got pretty hammered, but it was fun. I actually don't have a hangover, which I'm very surprised. Had really good sleep. And now just waiting to go to youth group. And Ronnie will be home around 9:30 tonight. My sister sent me a picture of him and my grandma together, and it just made me smile because you can tell she's so happy, but Ronnie's just like, where am I? Because he's never been in her nursing home before, but she's really happy to see him. I know I should be there with them, seeing my grandma, but A, I had nowhere to stay, and B, me and Sam needed to spend time together because we've been having arguments lately. And I almost moved back to Logansport because I couldn't take it anymore. Which means I would take Ronnie with me and Sam probably wouldn't get to see him that much. But we talked it out and decided I was going to give him one more chance to change and show me he can help. Which he's shown me he can help. He's kind of slacking a little bit, but he's helping a lot more than he was. At the beginning, he said, "You're the mom, you're supposed to do everything." And When I had asked him to clean bottles, he'd yell at me, but he's gotten a lot better, which makes me happy. Really don't want to get a divorce and have to battle each other for custody, because I can't. I've seen families do that. I grew up without a father. I don't want Ronnie to grow up without a father. So we're going to work everything out. I'm not going to leave. And yeah, just stress. It's so amazing to be a mother. I say how hard it is and how stressful it is, but it really is amazing being a mom. I love my son to death. The minute I saw him, I loved him. Everybody's right. If someone tells you that you never know how much you love someone until you have a baby, because the instant you see that baby, you already fall in love with them. And you grow a special bond. I didn't get to hold my son until the day after he was born because he had breathing problems and he had to stay in the nursery. And I couldn't walk because I had a C-section. They had asked me if I wanted to walk down there and breastfeed him, but I was hurting way too bad and I couldn't get up. So I got to see him the next day. He actually was supposed to come back to my room at 7 o'clock the next night. But he was doing so good, they let him come back at 4 p.m. They kept the monitors and everything on him, but he got to come back in the room with me, which made me very happy. And I stayed in the hospital. I went into labor the 30th at like 10 o'clock at night. And I didn't leave the hospital until the 4th. So that tells you how long I was in the hospital. I was in there 5 days. It was a long 5 days. I loved being in the hospital because it was nice having people help me, and I didn't have to cook my own food. It got brought to me. I didn't like their selection, but I was on a diet because of having a C-section. And suck, because it's going to be like that every time. Some people have had C-section and got to do it naturally, but my birth canal was too small for Ronnie, and Ronnie was 7 pounds. He was tiny, and my birth canal was still too small for him. So I don't think I'll be able to have any babies naturally unless I have a premature labor, which I really don't want to have. Unless the baby's smaller than 7 pounds. I don't think I'll be able to have it, but the labor was absolutely terrible. I was in labor, if you count all the way up to after they told me I was having a C-section, I was in labor for 22 hours. I was in labor 21 hours when they told me, that's it, you're going to have a C-section, you're not dilating anymore. I got to 4 centimeters. That's it. And halfway thinned. Well, almost all the way thinned. I went into the hospital around, I was hooked up and in the room at like 11, and I had my water broke at 7 in the morning because I had thought I had leakage throughout the day the day before. They broke my water at 7 a.m. and I went from 3 to 4 centimeters in like 2 hours. And they thought I was doing good, so they gave me Pitocin and made the contractions even stronger than they already were. And the contractions were strong enough and long enough to make me dilate, but I wasn't dilating. So I had to have a C-section, which I was very angry about and not happy to hear. You can ask my husband. I was so pissed off and I was upset because I couldn't have him naturally. I hated myself for it. At first I got pain shots, which they did good for the first 2 times I got the pain shots. Then the 3rd time they gave them to me, they didn't take any of the pain away. They just kept making me fall asleep, and I'd wake up every time a contraction happened. So I said, I want the epidural. Worst mistake of my life. The epidural, left a huge bruise in my back, which everybody says is natural, but it didn't take any of the pain away, which it was supposed to, and C, it fucked my back up. I now have really bad back pain, worse than I did because of it. And then when they took me in to get the C-section, they said, do you want to be asleep or do you want a spinal block? I said, I want a spinal block. I want my husband to be in here when I have Ronnie. They go to do the spinal block. It didn't work. Sam couldn't be in there when I had Ronnie. I was so upset. I couldn't be awake to see his first cry. Honestly, if it would have worked and he got to lay on my chest after he was born, I would have been able to breastfeed. Because they say after, when the baby's laid on your chest, they find their way to the nipple. And I would have been able to breastfeed him. But I had to be put to sleep. I woke up, he was born at like 8:46. I woke up in recovery out of it at like 11 o'clock. And they wheeled me. They were telling me they were going to wheel me to my room, but they were going to stop the nursery so I could see Ronnie. They brought him out, and then I saw him. I started crying. Sam was, apparently, I found out this after, he was apparently behind me the whole time when I was getting wheeled out of surgery. And when I saw Ronnie, he thought I had no emotions. I was holding back emotions. I was crying. And I was so happy, but I couldn't hold him. All I could do was see him. And they took me back to my room, and time kept going by and Sam wasn't in there, and I was freaking out. I didn't want to be by myself. And then he walked in, and as he looked at me, he started crying and saying how happy he was to be a parent. And it just made me so happy. That was the best day of my life. Actually, the best day was me holding him. But yeah, my labor was pretty terrible. I hope I don't have to go through that again with the next kid. I hope I'm able to have another kid. Sam wants 3. I would have stopped after Ronnie, but I still want my little girl. And if we have another boy, so be it. He'll be Sam Jr. But I just want a little girl. And I'm either going to pick a name for her, or she's going to be named after my Aunt Christina and Sam's Aunt Kelly. And her name will be Christina Renee Elliott. But I haven't decided yet. And I just pray I get to have another kid. We're waiting for years. We're going to probably wait till Ronnie's like 5, maybe 4, before we decide to have another kid, because Sam wants to finish school and try to get a job, and I want to try to go to college. So we have a better income for our children and be able to do stuff for them. But this vlog is very long. I've never made a vlog this long, but yeah, a lot of emotional topics, and I'll probably make a vlog here in a few days with Ronnie. If I'm up to it, I probably will be, but yeah. Have a good day, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.